Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vinyltreasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live on this Saturday, March 22nd, 2025, 50s and early 60s edition of the Vinyltreasure Show on this rainy evening here. It's windy and rainy right here in Westchester County, New York. But sit back for the next 3 hours. Got some cool 45s. Many of your requests here, actually all your requests, I think except of 2 records tonight. But I apologize for being late, as this was not such a good day for Johnny G, because on the Thursday show, something happened to my preamp. I think they call it a preamp. So something happened to my system. It must have been when we had those multiple blackouts in a row. There was I think I had 8 within 20 minutes. And that could screw up something. It's possible. But listen, I had a great sounding system since 2005 here. The people that I had up here that would come up and do guest spots can tell you about it. But it is just horrible. I was able to find my headphones were down here. They were here, so but I know you're getting a good signal. It's here in the studio that there's not a good signal. I don't know what it is, but it is not good. It's like something is interfering with this. And I'm going to have to call in, if anybody knows a good audio guy willing to pay the money to do it, because I don't know what it is. And it's a pain in the neck for me. I have some old amps here in the house. Some of them are compatible, others aren't. But it's a pain in the neck for me to try it and do it, and I don't have the time for it. So that's why I was late today. I was late pulling out the records, and it damn pissed me off. So I am not in a good mood, so I apologize for that. But hopefully they are sounding good here. I'm going to have to listen with the earphones here. I hate earphones. I hate them with a passion. But anyway, hopefully that record sounded pretty cool. It is not Night Train, Steve, in Arizona. That is actually a request for listener Charles Liebman. We opened up with a great tenor saxophonist out of Chicago, Cozy Eggleston. Cozy Eggleston and his combo on this from February 1954. It's a song called Big Heavy, a theme song used by a Buffalo disc jockey on George Lorenz. He was up in WKBW up in Buffalo, and also I think Alan Freed used this for a while on his Wins program, and also a theme for the R&B group Harmony Review. They use this cool tune from February 1954. Cozy Eggleston and his combo on the States label, Leonard Allen States record label. I have it on red vinyl too, which looks pretty cool. Posted a bunch of scans on my Facebook wall. That's called Big Heavy. But anyway, I'll tell you about the heart issues, which I'm pretty happy with that, but not with this aggravation that I have. But let's open up the vocal portion here first. We go to the Hanover record label out of New York City for this group's only release. This was reviewed in the April 6, 1959 edition of Billboard magazine. It received 3 stars. An up-tempo, they called it an up-tempo blues ballad. Lead singer does an effective job here as he is backed up by an exciting arrangement. Both sides written by John Bowden, Jack Paines, and Murray Wahlberg. I can't read. Wahlberg. So this is on Hanover Records. I have the promo. I actually had upgraded this. I will. Usually the Facts of Love are usually played, but this is the up-tempo side. I think this was the intended A-side too. Our opener from March of '59, the Fluorescents. Fluorescents on Hanover with Shoopy Poop Adoo.
Well, are you in love with me, baby? Well, are you in love with me, baby? 'Cause I know I love you and I don't mean maybe. As I go to sleep at night, yes, as I go to sleep at night, I pray that everything's gonna be alright. Oh, tell me, sugar, that we never part. Oh, tell me, sugar, that we never part. Because it hurts me, girl, away deep down in my heart. You promised me you'd never leave me, and then I thought you loved me then. But when I saw you on the corner, talking to 2, 3, and 4 men, honey, please don't say goodbye. To my mama, please don't make me cry. Because this world was made for you and I. Little Jabba, why do you do me this way? Oh, Canava, please come back to stay. Well, until you do, I'll be lonely and blue every day.
Hey, whoops. See, there you go. There we opened up with a cool tune there by a group called the Fluorescents. Actually spelled pretty kind of weird too, by the way. Hold on a second here. I can't stand headphones. I'm telling you, I can't. March 1959 released their Fluorescents, Fluorescents. Those are the Fluorescents on the Hanover record label. Shoopy Poop Adoo is the name of the tune. Actually, so I forgot to mention to you about the heart issues. So I went for like an ultrasound echocardiogram, I think they call it. I think it's more like an echo, but they use it with a gel and whatnot. So he called me and he said, the doctor did. He's really good, Dr. Feld. He said that, Johnny, your heart is normal. Everything is normal. There's a little bit of weakness in your left side or whatever, but it's nothing to worry about. He said when you had the pains in your chest, it was probably because you lifted the boxes, the record boxes you were telling me that you lifted. But that shouldn't cause you any pain in your chest. He still wants me to go for a stress test, which he said is really, you don't have to rush to do the stress test, so that's okay. He says, and you also should do that calcium x-ray thing. So I got to call up to do that, but I got to get my system fixed first here, as it is annoying because the music sounds great, I think, so it's actually better to listen to the music with the headphones, but I can't hear my voice in the headphones. So I don't know if it's the headphones or I don't know if it's the mixer, but I used to be able to, when I had my other mixer, which was the same thing, I was able to hear my voice because all the tracks are here. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but something ain't right. But anyway, so enough of that. Let's just listen to the music because I need to calm down. I do. So we count down the music chronologically here on the 50s and early 60s edition. We're going to start it off here from 1953. It's a request for listener Gordy Freeman. This is the 13th release for Billy Ward and the Dominoes. And it was 1950 when talent agent Rose Marks and Billy Ward attempted to form this group. They finally did. Now all the members had gospel background. They were first called the Q's. Charlene, when did I write this? But then Billy Ward would change the name to the Dominoes. Okay. And Billy was the piano player and the leader of the group. But with the early recordings, leads were done mostly by Clyde McPhatter. And this was their 13th release that Gordy requested. And they had 7 top 10 R&B hits. And this was one of them. This was a number 5 on the Billboard R&B chart. So by request for Gordy Freeman, we'll send it out to Maggie because Maggie will like this tune, this rendition from April 1953. Billy Ward and the Dominoes with Clyde McPhatter on lead. This is on Sid Nathan's Federal Gold Top label, and their rendition of the tune, These Foolish Things Remind Me of You, for Gordy Freeman.
Darling, you're gone and left me. Now, all I have left are memories. Memories like a cigarette that bears lipstick traces and airline ticket to romantic places. And still my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you. A tinkling piano in the next apartment. Those stumbling words that told you what my heart meant. A farewell's pain. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me. When you did that to me, I knew somehow this had to be. The winds of March that make my heart a dancer. A telephone that rings, but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you. Now, darling, you know how much I've missed you and how much I long for the day that you return to my arms. But until that day, oh, how the ghost of you cling. These foolish things reminds me of you.
you go. By request for Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. That's the sound of the Dominoes. Billy Ward and the Dominoes, the great Clyde McPhatter on lead from April 1953 on the Federal Record banner. These Foolish Things, he said reminds, but the title is Remind Me of You. What a great tune there, and a great voice, Mr. Clyde McPhatter. Let us continue here. Those of you new to the program, just finding out about the Vinyl Treasure Show, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as we pick up more and more listeners here. And you can watch Johnny G in the privacy of your own home on your iTV. I know many of you are doing that. Also on your tablet. My mother's watching on the tablet, and some are watching on their phones, like Tommy Albergo, and others on their PC. I don't know what else you can watch it on unless you're here in the studio. But let us continue here. Let's fill a request for listener Edmund Williams in Queens, New York. I don't know if Edmund's working tonight, but he was in the chat room. I apologize for not saying hello. I usually try to do that. If my mother can send me up the list, I'll say hello to everybody. I like to say hello to each and every person in the chat room. I do, but there's 87 of you in there now, so that'll be a little bit difficult. But let us continue here, and this is a request for Edmund Williams, a great group out of Indianapolis, Indiana. They spent their entire career recording for Randy Wood's Dot record label. Should have had more releases. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. They only had 8 between January of 54 and January of 56. Now, Edmund requested their debut single. It features the great Chester Brown on lead, and this charted also on the Billboard R&B chart. It was the group's biggest hit, number 6 on the Billboard chart from January 54. For Edmund Williams, the sound of the Counts on Dot. It's called Darling Dear.
Oh, where did you go, darling dear? dear? Why did you say goodbye, darling dear? I want you to be my darling dear. Oh, when are you coming home? Oh, when are you coming home?
Yeah, that's the debut single there for the Counts. The Counts on Randy Wood's Dot record label. That's going out to Edmund Williams. The Counts with Darling Dear, their biggest hit. That's Chester Brown on lead. Alas, that entire group is no longer with us, as many of these singers are no longer with us, but we remember them here on the Vinyltreasure show as Johnny G providing original vinyl. I try to do that as best I can and also give you a little bit of history about the group and or the groups and the songs, and a little bit of history about Johnny G and the collecting hobby as we continue here, although I am not a happy camper because of these issues with and those Bose speakers. They sound great, or they're supposed to sound great, but they do not. Sounds like there's like some interference or something. I tried so many different things, but it is not good. I can tell you that much. But it sounds good through the mixer. So let us continue here. We are in the year 1954. Let's fill a request for listener Frank Gingaro in our YouTube chat room. And this was one. Frank emailed me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is the contact number for Johnny G. And Frank told me that this was one of the 245s that that kind of put the idea in his head to start collecting records. And every collector should have, the song for me was by the Valentines, I Love You Darling, on Rama Records. This is a great record too that got Frank into collecting 45s, and they were managed by disc jockey Alan Freed, first recording for Freed's Champagne record label. Then they signed with Art Sheridan's Chance label, had 5 singles on the label. This was their 4th, written by the lead singer here. His name is Harvey Fuqua. Let's go to May of 1954 for the sound of the Moonglows. The Moonglows on Chance by request for Frank Gingaro in our YouTube chat room. The song is called I Was Wrong.
See the tears falling from my eyes, and I'm just beginning to realize I was wrong, so wrong. So come on back to me and say I'm sorry about the things I said, the wine I drank. It must have went to my head. I was wrong, so wrong. So come on back to me and say, hey, come back, yeah, come back, yeah. Oh, baby, come back to me. Yeah, so come back to say, baby, come back, please, Jah, come back, and stay, baby, come back, yeah. Well, I was wrong, so come on back to me and say, oh, baby, 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 please give me one more chance. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't break about romance. I've wrong. So come on back to me and say, hey, come back here, come back here. Oh, baby, come back to me. Yeah, so broken hearted and full of misery. Ah! Come back to stay. Come back, come back to stay. Come back, come back to stay. Baby, come back to stay. Where I was wrong. Oh, so come on back to me and stay. Come on back to me and say.
Those are the great Moonglows. The Moonglows there from May of 1954 by request for listener Frank Gingaro in our YouTube chat room. That's on the Chance record label, Art Sheridan's Chance Records. That's Harvey Fuqua on the lead. I Was Wrong is the name of the tune. And I wonder if that comes on the white label too. I don't know. I forget. I'm sure if you check your Kreider book, it'll say it. But I had to upgrade this record. I don't know, a long time ago I bought this. I think it was Spence who sold me this clean copy of this record. But, you know, I noticed that on a lot of the Chance 45s, you put the needle on the record and you gotta wait like 4-5 seconds before they start singing. And I don't know if Chance intentionally did that, but it's on a lot of the records. I think at least definitely all the Moonglows records. I don't know. I don't think it would have been, for the radio stations. They back cue the records anyway. I don't do that. Johnny G does not back cue, so I am only an amateur. I'm not a professional, so I don't want to do that either. Anyway, so Frank does say that he has it on a white label 78. Okay. Oh, and a yellow 78 too. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I guess those white labels are the DJ copies anyway. Johnny G babbling on here. We are in the 1954 block. Let's fill a request for listener David Silberg in our YouTube chat room as we feature the Larks here. Now, the Apollo group would break up, and lead singer Gene Mumford would start a new Larks group. Maybe, I think he went out to join the Golden Gate Quartet to record some gospel tunes. But then after about a year or so, Mumford wanted to get back into secular recording, and he formed another Larks group, and they went back to Bess Berman's but not on Apollo. She formed a new label called Lloyd's Records. They had 6 releases on the Lloyd's label. Now, David requested their second, and it features the great Eugene Mumford on lead, and I think you're going to hear David Bowers, the bass, come in on this. This is with Bobby Smith and his orchestra. Let's go to June of 1954. This one by request for David Silberg in our YouTube chat room. These are the Larks with their tune called If It's a Crime. This is for David Silberg.
They say I'm a fool for breaking the rule
Of falling in love with you. If it's a crime to fall in love, I hope I'll get life with you.
If I'm to stand trial, I'll go with a smile.
I'll swear that my love is true. If it's a crime to fall in love, I hope I'll get life with you. You're my judge and jury. Oh,
got to plead that I'm guilty. There's nothing else I can do. I've heard people say that I'd have to pay with many nights sad and blue. If it's a crime to fall in love, I hope I'll get life with you.
You're my judge and jury. I'll offer my heart to you. Got to plead I'm guilty. There's nothing else I can do.
I've heard people say that I'd have to pay with many nights sad and blue. If it's a crime to fall in love, I hope I'll get life with you.
Oh, that's the great sound of Eugene Mumford and the Larks on Bess Berman's Lloyd's record label. That one there by request for David Silberg in our YouTube chat room, released in June of 1954. If It's a Crime. Lyrics are great on that, and so is the lead singer there, the great Eugene Mumford. We are in the 1954 block. We've got still a couple more to go here. And let's fill a request for James Stone. I hope James Stone is in our YouTube chat. I forgot to say, we're also live on Oldies and More Radio. Those of you that like the stream can go to oldiesandmore.com and listen to the stream there. If not, you can have the visual. I think I'm sounding okay. Am I sounding okay? Guys and gals in the chat room, you can let me know. But this is a request for listener James Stone. This group recorded, well, at least this release is on Jerry Blaine's Jubilee record label. They are Kip Hale and the Hardies. Hardies. And Kip Hale first recorded for the Mercury label back in 1953. Also has other solo releases on Cavalcade, Cabot, 20th Century Fox, and Triple K Records. I didn't know so many. I think I do have some of those in the collection. I'm not sure. Let's go to October 1954 by request for James Stone in our YouTube chat room. I see you, James. This is Kip Hale and the Hardies on Jubilee. It's called Don't You Care.
Don't you care if my heart cries out for you? Don't you care even if it breaks in two? I can't sleep for trying to dream away my fears. I guess I'll go on crying and drown myself in tears. Don't you care? Don't you feel a little bad when you know that you're driving me so mad? If you should say goodbye, I couldn't live, I wouldn't try, I'd just die. you care? Don't you feel a little bad when you know that you're driving me so mad? If you should say goodbye, I couldn't live, I wouldn't try, I'd just die if you didn't care. If you didn't care.
There you go. That one there by request for listener James Stone in our YouTube chat room. October 1954. They're called Kip Hale and the Hardies. It's on the Jubilee record label. It's called Don't You Care. That's a record I found out in the... It was always fun collecting records out in the wild. I had no money. I had $5 in my pocket, and you can buy... How many records? You can buy a lot of records for 10 cents a piece or 25 cents. Well, maybe not 25 cents a piece, but that's what I used to do. I had no money. But then when I started working, then it became different. Then when I started bidding in Discoveries and Goldmine magazine, would get that magazine every month and scour through it. And you mail in your bids. Some people would have call-in. Like I said, I hate call-in auctions. Because I just, listen, unless I really knew you well, I would call in a lot too, I would. But how do I really know what's going on the other side? That's all. But that's why the eBay auctions are, different. Because with the eBay auctions, you put your top all bid in. And, what would you really want to bid on the record? And, but sometimes, if you got two aggressors there, two people can be putting in $5,000 on maybe a $500 record because they really want it, and then you can get burnt. Because I know people who have done that, believe it or not. But let us continue here. If you like what you're hearing, please give Johnny G a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I can't hear myself on the speakers. It's just awful. So hopefully my levels are not too loud, and I can listen to the music. I could fix that, but I can't fix my voice. So anyway, I just hope, because I'm so used to doing it with listening to the live speakers, I don't want to harp on it. But we are in the year 1954. Let's fill a request for George Chestnut. I know you're tuned into the... Well, I don't know, George. Are you tuned into this live program, or are you just listening to one of the 60s shows? But because I got an email that you're putting your requests on one of my YouTube videos. But George requested this, wanted to hear this, probably one of the most successful vocal groups to come out of the New Orleans area. They had 16 releases on Lou Chudd's Imperial record label, and this is their debut single. This was a big hit for the group, a number 3 hit for them on the Billboard R&B chart. It features Chuck Carbo on lead. This comes on the Blue label Imperial Records for you collectors out there. And this probably comes on red and maybe even black when they reissued it. But it's from January 54. Let's give a listen to the Spiders. The Spiders on Imperial for George Chestnut. It's called I Didn't Want to Do It, for George.
Fine mellow mama came knocking on my front door. Hips shaking, mama wanted rocking and reeling slow. But I didn't want to do it. No, I didn't want to do it. No, I didn't want to do it. But she moves me so. She called me her love and daddy, held me oh so tight, squeezed and teased and thrilled me all through the night. But I
wanna rock, rocking and rolling all around the cloud.
I didn't want to do it, tried not to do it, but she wasn't with it, so I had to get it. I didn't want to do it, but she wakes me so. She had to go. Baby looked up and told me, Dad, I want to rock some more. But I didn't want to do it. No, no, I tried not to do it. No, no, I didn't want to do it. But she thrills me so. My baby, my baby thrills me so.
There you go. That's the great sound of the Spiders there. That's Chuck Carbo on lead. You know, his brother Chic also recorded, did some leads with the group, but that's January 1954. That's their debut single by request for listener George Chestnut, the Spiders on Imperial with I Didn't Wanna Do It. Let us continue one more out of the year 1954 as we head to Detroit, Michigan, to the legendary Fortune record label out of Detroit, and this is a request for listener John Watchter and also his wife tuned into the program. I think they're tuned into the program. He sent Johnny G an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com, and they wanted to hear Nolan Strong and the Diablos, their second release on the Fortune record label. Now, the first time I heard this was on the Gus Gossard show. He would play this a lot in the early 1970s, and this record released I don't know how many different variations over how many years this record was released, but it was a constant seller for Devorah Brown and the Fortune record label. And I showed you the original purple copy, which plays with a little bit of hiss, but I have the blue one. Isn't that bad? I have a white label. I have a pink label. I think I have another one. I'm trying to think what color it is. But anyway, so this is going out to John Watchter and his wife tuned into the program here. Nolan Strong on lead, their second release on the Fortune record label, September 1954, the Diablos with The Wind.
Wind,
in my arms. Darling, when a star falls, I wish for you. And darling, when I see lovers making love, then I long for you. And when the summer's rich colors are shimmering across the mountains and the valleys, then darling, I look for you. And even until the heavens above can no longer exist, even until then, shall I still love you? I know she has gone, but my love lingers on in a dream that the wind bring to me.
Go. Those are the Diablos. Nolan Strong on lead with the Diablos. That's their second release on the Fortune record label. September 1954 release there. Song entitled The Wind. That's going out to John Wachter and his wife. Hopefully tuned into the program. If not, you're going to see it on the archive. As we continue here, we move into 1955 now. Fill a request for UK listener Indrajit Advani. He wants to send this one out to all the Vinyltreasure show community. This trio from New York City began recording back in the 1940s, and they were also in motion pictures, and in the 1940s on various labels. They were known as Day, Dawn, and Dusk. Now, Day was Bob Carver, Dawn was Eddie Coleman, and Dusk was Gus Simmons. First recording for the Destiny label. Well, how in the 40s? And then they recorded for Destiny, unless it's something older, Charlene. Maybe it's stuff that they have that's older than that. But they had releases, we'll say, on Destiny and Herald Records prior to this release on Bess Berman's Apollo record label. This tune co-written by the band leader Charlie Laverne. Let's go to July of 1955 by request for UK listener Indrajit. It's Day, Dawn, and Dusk on Apollo. The song is called Miss Petunia.
Excuse me, mister, but does Miss Petunia live here?
What? You again? You came last night and the night before. Go, go, go. Now don't you ring my doorbell anymore. Go, go, go. 'Cause there ain't no Miss Petunia living here. Go, go. Please don't ring, ring, ring. The doorbell don't ring, ring, ring. The doorbell don't ring, ring, ring. The doorbell don't ring, ring, ring. 'Cause there ain't no Miss Petunia living here. You wake me up just when I'm fast asleep. Go, go, go. Come banging my door just like a midnight creep. Go, go, go. I told you ain't no Miss Petunia living here. Go, go. Please don't ring, ring, ring. The doorbell don't ring, ring, ring. The doorbell don't ring, ring, ring. The doorbell don't ring, ring, ring. 'Cause there ain't no Miss Petunia living here. Why don't you go and get that address clear?
Well, read it yourself. Here it is.
Before you bring my aching feet down here.
I didn't know you lived on the top floor.
No, there ain't no Miss Petunia living here.
Making the style try next door.
Please don't ring, a ring, a ring. The doorbell don't ring, a ring, a ring. The doorbell don't ring, a ring, a ring. The doorbell don't ring, a ring, a ring. 'Cause Miss Petunia, she ain't living here.
There you go. That is Miss Petunia. Miss Petunia by Day, Dawn, and Dusk. That's July 1955. It's on Bess Berman's Apollo record label. It's by request for UK listener Indrajit Advani, going out to the vinyl community, Johnny G's vinyl community. They dance that over in the UK at those weekenders that they have. They do those Lindy hops and whatnot. And they're not spring chickens, but they do really well. As Indrajit has a YouTube site, and he posts those dances that they have, and I don't know, they do it every 6 months or every quarter or whatever, but they play some pretty cool music, lots of up-tempos and lots of vocal groups, but the up-tempo sides. Anyway, Johnny G here on a Saturday, and thank you, Tommy, for letting me know that I am sounding okay. That is good, because I don't know how I'm sounding, because I can't hear myself in the headphones, but I can hear the music, so I am adjusting it a little bit better. But let us continue here. We are in the 1955 block. Let's fill a request for Bill Sheriff in our YouTube chat room, as this group is out of Cleveland, Ohio, and it was Alan Freed who helped them get started, brought them over to Chess Records, with cut their first 245s on the Chess record label. Then they signed with Groove Records, had 2 releases on the Groove label. Now, Bill requested their second release, a tune written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Sammy Griggs. Let's go to July of 55 for the Coronets. The Coronets on the Groove label for Bill Sheriff. The song is one word. It's called Hush. This is for Bill.
Please, don't cry.
Hush, my darling, don't you cry. Please forget that we ever quarreled. Please don't say goodbye. Say that you love me, and whatever you do, please remember, as time goes by, our love only you. The teardrops you shed, dear, washed away my foolish pride. I confess that I love you, and I want you by my side. So hush, my darling, your teardrops bring pain. I still love you, and I promise, dear, it will never happen again. No, never happen again.
There you go, by request for Bill Sheriff in our YouTube chat room. Those are the Coronets. Coronets from July 55 on the Groove record label. Hush is the name of the tune. Their second release featuring Sammy Griggs on lead. And we are in the 1955 block. Let's fill a request for listener Joe Shacatano. I might have missed you being late, Joe. But this is a request for Joe Shacatano. This is an LP cut that Joe requested. This was never issued on a 45 when they recorded this group recorded it in 1955, but it was previously unreleased until wait a minute, can't be 63. Oh, I should say until 1963 when it came out on a Budget Crown LP. Now, the group is out of Los Angeles, California, and you know their two biggest hits under two different names. One was Why Don't You Write Me and as the Jacks, and the other was Stranded in the Jungle as the Cadets. But this is an unreleased side. This came out in 1974. Did anyone ever purchase records from Tom Trabosky? Or is it Tom Trabosky. He used to have auction lists every week. I used to bid on his records, and he owned this label, this reissue label. It was called Owl Records. And what he did was he used the very different colors for the labels that the group recorded on. So in this case, I don't know, maybe this should have been red more than, maybe this should have been a red label versus the black black label, because this in 55, I don't know if RPM went black yet as far as their color goes. But anyway, this is for Joe Shacatano. It features Ted Taylor on lead from sometime in 1955. These are the Jacks on Owl Records. The song is called Away for Joe Shacatano.
Bop,
please forgive me and hurry home. I've been so lonely, darling, since you went away. I'm hoping and praying wherever you are, that you'll come back and mend my broken heart. I've been so lonely, darling, since you went away. You went away. You left me and said that we were through. You broke my heart when you left me, and now I'm blue, so blue. I'm begging you, darling, although we're apart, please come back and let's make another start. I've been so lonely, darling, since you went away. You went away and you left me and said that we were through. Yes, we were through. You broke my heart when you left me, and now please forgive me, and let's make another start. I've been so lonely, darling, since you went away. Away.
Those are the Jacks from 1955. That one there by request for Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room. And that is an unmistakable voice, a young, I won't say very young, but a young Ted Taylor there. I mean, he was singing Into the Night. I play him on the Wednesday night soul show. So if you're into soul music, you got to tune into that Wednesday show beginning at 9 p.m. right here on YouTube. Also live on Oldies and More Radio. Also live tonight on Oldies and More Radio. But that one there, that was on a Crown LP that was released in 1963. And then Tom Trabosky put it out on his Owl record label in 1974. Song entitled Away. Let us continue here in 1955. This ultra rare 45 up next. By a request for Chris Reed. I don't know if I saw Chris Reed in the chat room, but maybe he is tuned in. This is on Frank Guida's F&D record label. F&D. Yes. Charlie's got 3 E's here. F&D. Now, he would find success, Guida that is, with his early 60s label LeGrand Records. They were both originated out of Norfolk, Virginia. Now, Chris requested this rare one by a group called the Chics. It features Kenneth Kimball on lead. Let's go to January of 1955, an ultra rare 45 on F&D Records, The Chics, for Chris Reed. It's called Give Me Another Chance. Go by request for listener Chris Reed. That's January 1955. Those are the Chics. The Chics on the F&D record label, that's Kenneth Kimball on lead. Give Me Another Chance is the name of the tune. Now, the song covered by, in the early 60s, by two LeGrand artists. Tommy Facenda did the cover of this tune, as well as Gary U.S. Bonds. He also covered it. I think Val reissued this, I think, on that label. What's that label of Val's? I forget. I forget the label. But I won this on eBay. I really at a steal, I have to say. And I knew the record was rare. I had a big bid on the record too. And I'm talking a long time ago. This is not something this isn't anything that's current. So what happened was I was at the Waterbury, Connecticut show. And I don't know, Sal Artigliano was there. He was a big collector that I would meet at the Connecticut shows, and I would see him occasionally at the Allentown show. So he showed me this record. He showed me that it was like trashed. I couldn't read. It's hard enough to see the label as it is, but he showed me the record, and I said, he goes, Johnny, do you have this record? I said, no, I don't have that record. I never heard that record. And we're talking a long time ago. So I think I don't know what he paid, but it was, it was four figures, but it wasn't in the low four figures either. But he said it was ultra rare. So it definitely was. I bought this from someone who was going to he was in Norfolk, Virginia, and he listed it on eBay, and he said he was going to donate it to a library in Norfolk and, have it on display. But he wanted to see how much money he was going to get for the record. And I think I might have paid maybe $500 or $600 for the record. I think I don't even know if Pop Psych goes back that far, but it was a long time ago in the early days of eBay, as well as that Cleft Tones with two T's. That was a record that I won on eBay from somebody in upstate New York for $260. But again, you're talking like 1991 maybe. And I used to panic when I used to put those bids in. I used to have like a heart palpitations because I'm putting a $300 bid in on a record. It was because I was like, am I going to win this? Do I have the money to pay for it? And that's what I used to do to win. But now it's a little bit crazy. Somebody mentioned those sniper bids, and it was funny. I did find out about the shill bidding. I forget who mentioned it. James, you mentioned it. And I found out who it was too, by the way, and I was going to report him. And he had multiple copies because he screwed me on the record. You know the record on Heart, H-A-R-T, by the King Crooners? Well, what happened was I bid on one of his records. I forget his name. He's either in Pittsburgh or Philly. And I'll think of it. So anyway, and it was at the time where you can see, I think you can see the names of the people. And I went looking and I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't look right, because on some of the other records, they were bidding it up and then they retracted it. And I said, something's going on here. So I contacted eBay about that. So Gary something was his name, I think. Sure, is it Sherman? I forget. It wasn't Ronnie. It wasn't Ronnie. But anyway, I said, you know something? I said, I found out you had multiple copies of that King Crooners record. Okay? And I was pissed. And that happened to me a couple times. Another time, Greg Surik told me to contact somebody who had multiple copies of Peter Crawford. That was another record. Pete Yaffe paid like $4,000 for that record when there wasn't any copies around. But then they found 200 copies of the record, and you're going to sell that for $500 a piece. When I found out about that, boy, that was another thing. If I find out about that stuff, that is it. You are done. That's what was his name? Andrew something Radwell. Then that goes into the circular file. And, you want to be dishonest. Listen, I don't care. I'll pay for the record. Don't get me wrong. But, don't swindle me on the records, as some people did, unfortunately, to some of the other collectors who are no longer with us. But that's not really right. So you have to be careful on a lot of the records here. I mean, some of them are rare and they're definitely worth lots of money, but not when there's multiple copies of a record around. You can't sell it for thousands of dollars. I mean, and so people know, those of people that are in the collecting hobby that have been doing it. Greg was a great example, because he used to go to all the shows and look for the records. But when they try to swindle you with that, that's not right. It's one thing if it's in demand too, like a lot of the Northern Soul records, a lot of the people bid those because they want them. And the people in the UK, they have the money. They don't care. They just want it. But when you're trying to sell privately to someone, it's not right. I felt sorry for Pete Yaffe on a lot of things sometimes. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, there you go. Those are the Chics there, by request, for Chris Reed. Give Me Another Chance on the F&D record label. So let us continue here. We are in the year 1955. This is a flipside request for listener Mnon. I featured the $5 last week on Fortune Records with Dr. Baby. He also requested the flip side of the 45, a tune written by group member Eddie Hurt, who I think they're mostly all singing, but you'll hear Eddie Hurt's voice on this, I think. Let's go to August of 1955 for the $5 on the Purple Fortune label, by request for Mnon. It's called Harmony of Love for Mnon.
Bompity boom, bayou 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 bompity boom. Bayou de bompity boom, 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 bayou de bompity boom.
Yeah, that's by request for listener Emnon there. Those are the $5. That high voice is Eddie Hurt in the background there. I think that's him. August 1955 release on the Fortune record label, Harmony of Love. We played the flip side last week called Dr. Baby. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not yet done so, and click that bell to get notifications. This is our third show of the week. And we had a cool 78 show. Wednesday's Soul Show was shut down at the end of... I'm telling you, I didn't play any hits at the end of the show there. I don't know what they did, but they shut me down. But then they posted it up. And the bad thing about that is I had about 85 people in the chat room. Half of them left when that happens. And I don't know why YouTube does that. It is like the most ridiculous thing. If you want to block it later on and have me remove a song, then fine. But don't block it when I'm live. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like stupid time. As we continue here, we are in the year 1955. Let's fill a request for Casey Hines, this great group out of Evanston, Illinois. Had 5 releases on the Drexel record label out of Chicago. Now, Casey requested the group's 3rd release. It features the great Ray Pettis on lead from June of 1955. Let's give a listen to the Gems on the Drexel label, and their rendition of the tune, Old Man River. This is going out to Casey Hines, and tempo changes in this one, so listen closely. The Gems with their Old Man River for Casey.
Old Man River, Old Man River, Old Man River, that old Man River, he must know something, he won't say nothing but and them that plant 'em are soon forgotten, but old Man River just keeps rolling along. Oh, you and me, we sweat and strain, bodies all aching and racked with pain. Lift that box, tote that bill, get a little drunk, and you land in jail. I go away and say, so sick of trying, I'm tired of living and feared of dying, but old Man River just keeps rolling. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord,
As Ray Pettis and the Gems there from June 1955 by request for listener Casey Hines, their rendition of the tune Old Man River. And that one there on Drexel Records. Now, I think this only comes on red vinyl. I don't know if there's any black vinyls of this, but it comes on, is this Kitty Red, I guess? I don't know if they call it Kitty Red. Not quite. I think you can see through it a little bit. You can't call it Kitty Red. But there you go. That's for Casey Hines. We are in the year 1955. One more record out of 55. As we go back to Harlem, New York. Let's fill a request for listener James Stone in our YouTube chat room. And this group, first recording for Red Robin Records back in 1952, but they signed with a major label a year later, had 4 releases on the RCA label until they moved them over to the R&B subsidiary Groove Records. And this was their first on Groove. Is it 34, Charlene? First 34. Maybe that's first of 4 on Groove, maybe. And this, let me see. No, it's not their first. Their first was Dead Broke. That is correct. So I don't know what that is. First of 4, maybe. Called Dead Broke in 1954. Here's their 4. Now it says 4th of 5. So, wait a minute. Their first on Groove is what you meant to say, I see. Okay, this is their 4th of 5 on Groove. It features Charlie Hughes on lead from April 55. By request for James Stone, here are the Dewdroppers. The Dewdroppers on the Groove label, and this is a cool tune. It's called Give Me Some Consideration. This is for James Stone.
Give me some consideration, though you found somebody new. Give me some consideration. It's the least that you can do. Can't you see the situation? I still love you honestly. Give me some consideration. Even though you don't love me, since you got me caught in the middle, I'll do anything you say. I'll even play second fiddle if it has to be that way. You're my only consolation. That's why I keep asking you. Give me some consideration. That's the least that you can do.
Since you got me caught in the middle, I'll do anything you say. Darling, I'll even play second fiddle. Yes, if it have to be that way. Oh yes.
You're my only consolation. That's why I keep asking you. Give me some consideration. That's the way you have to do.
Yeah, I like that tune. I do. Those are the Dewdroppers there. April 1955 release on the Groove record label. That one there by request for James Stone in our YouTube chat room. Give Me Some Consideration is the name of the tune. That's Charlie Hughes on lead. Now with RCA Records, they did some background work for a couple of artists. So don't skip over those records if you're looking through those RCA releases. They backed up Sonny Gale, also Big John Greer. So you have to look at the small print. And sometimes the RCAs are a pain because it's the print is so small. But anyway, let us continue here. Now we are in the year 1956. Fill a request for Timothy in our YouTube chat room. Now I've been doing a feature over the last few weeks, as suggested by listener Bill Sheriff, playing the the original and the covers of certain songs. Now I was talking about who was it? It was Paul Michel that asked if he knew, because I played one last week by the OJs, and it was I forget what they were, but I was asked the audience if there was anybody else that knew of a song that was similar to having the A and B side the same thing as the original version, and Frank Chingaro mentioned it. It was the Rays and the Diamonds, because the Rays had a big hit with Silhouettes backed with Daddy Cool, and when the Diamonds covered it, the Diamonds from Canada, they did the same thing. So that is another example. I don't know if there's any others, especially of big hits. You would think that it wouldn't be on obscure records. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. But Timothy actually came up with a suggestion, and this is his suggestion. He said, "Hey Johnny, can you play the Diamonds version of this song and then play the original?" I said, okay, we'll do that. So we're going to give a listen to the cover first. This group out of Canada, this vocal quartet, first recording for the Coral record banner. Then they signed with Mercury Records, had 27 singles on the Mercury label. Of course, their biggest hit was a song called Little Darling. Now, I think if Charlene, this group had different members, but these should be the original members. I don't know if you got it from Ferdy Gonzalez, because sometimes what Ferdy does is he gives you a little note of the original members of certain recordings. But she has here that the members were Phil Levitt, baritone, Ted Kowalski, tenor, Bill Reed, bass, and the lead singer, of course, David Somerville. There were changes in this group later on, and you can see that there were different members. If you look at those Dick Clark clips on YouTube, you'll see the bass and you'll see some of the other guys were different, and I don't know when that happened, but so Timothy requested their very second release on the Mercury label, and of course this song originally done by the Willows, so we're going to play that right after this, and I don't really think anything could compare to the Willows, but we'll do this for Timothy. Let's go to March of 1956. This charted number 14 on Billboard. This was a big #1 record on WAAT out of Chicago, Illinois. David Somerville and the Diamonds, by request for Timothy, their rendition of the tune, Church Bells May Ring.
Church bells may ring, then surely, darling, the angels will sing. I tell you, darling, you're the queen of my throne. You should have known, sweetheart, sweetheart. Well, church bells may ring, then surely, darling, the angels will sing. I tell you, darling, you're the queen of my throne. You should have known, sweetheart. Ring them bells. Oh, ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, ding-dong. I love you, darling, and I want you for my own. I'll give you anything that I own.
Hello, hello again, my friend. I hope that we will meet again.
There you go. That is the original there. That's Tony Middleton and the Willows. It came out February of 1956. That's their first of three on the Morty Crafts Melba record label there. Church Bells Are Ringing it first came out, and then they changed it to Church Bells May Ring. And prior to that, you heard the Diamonds version, their second overall release for the Mercury record label with David Somerville on lead. That was in March of 56. Is it the? Wait a minute. It is. Oh yeah, it says the. Isn't that? I just noticed that the Church Bells May Ring. Interesting. And this is just Church Bells May Ring. I wonder why they did that. Did they do that to? I don't know. But I showed you the first. Well, actually, this record charted only number 62 on the Billboard chart. Was number 11 on the R&B chart and a big number 3 record on WAFB in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, it first came out as Church Bells Are Ringing. I showed you my copy of that, but that is a polished copy. What did Johnny G tell you about polished records? And Reed, you probably know who I'm talking about that sold me that record. But and again, it's another deceiving tactic. Some people call it cleaning. And what it was is, and on that one, it is they wear out. It's like you compound your 1957 Chevy. It's got a scratch in it. You're going to compound it out. You're going to wear it down. But they use, I don't know what kind of shine they put on it, but they use a spindle, and you can see the spindle marks on it. You can see it, and all it does is it it shortens the groove, so the fidelity is not that good. It's kind of low. And it was funny when I used to play the records. I said, does this sound okay? And you used to be able to send them back if you didn't like how it sounded. But you know what? You're going to send them all back. Now, they weren't always like that. Don't get me wrong. I did get some records that were intact, we'll call it. But I saw them in action when they were at the record shows. It's not good. But anyway, I digress. Hey, where do you hear this on? Where do you hear this on regular oldie shows? You don't hear this, but this is an entertaining show. It is. As we continue here, I like this next tune here. This is a request for Liam in Australia. This group from Hartford, Connecticut. This was their lone release. Came out on the Flare X label. I love everything about this label and the group's name. It deals with the stars and all that, but the tune written by group member Kenneth Newkirk. It features Stanley Sheets on lead. Now, this did chart regionally. This charted number 9 on WILY in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this song I first heard George Doowop Tompkins play this record when he was at Westchester Community College. It was WARY. He was broadcasting from there. And I would write into him. I was going to high school. I was going to Sleepy Hollow High School at the time, and I wrote into George. And he said I was one of like 10 or 8 listeners that wrote into him, and he got upset when I didn't write to him when I started going to Pace University to college, and he sent me a letter. He sent me a letter wondering why I stopped writing him, and I posted it on Facebook, and he got pissed. He thought that I just posted this up, didn't know that I did this since 2005, so he was totally flabbergasted about it. And then he came here to the house. He says, I got to fix your turntables. Unfortunately, he passed away, but anyway, I miss George. But I like this record. This is for Liam in Australia, December 56. These are the Orbits on Flare X. It's called Message of Love for Liam.
We are going to sing a message of love to you. Oh, hello, 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 hello. Whisper, oh, time to go. You know, darling, how I love you so. Really love you so. Tell me, dear, can you hear my message of love to you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Whispering my message of love to you. Do you love me? Yes, I love you. Is it really so? My love for you means so much. The sun goes down, the wind drown. I am ending my message of love to you. My message of love to you.
There you go, by request for Liam in Australia, the sound of the Orbits there. The Orbits from December 56. That's Stanley Sheets on lead. That's on the Flare X record label, the Orbits on Flare X. Makes me think of Fireball XL5, but that's on Flare X. The song is called Message of Love. Johnny G's message to you, the listeners, is please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not yet done so. Tell your friends about this program, this educational and entertaining program with Johnny G. Let's continue here. We are in the year 1956. Let's fill a request now for listener Julian McCroy, this girl duo, two sisters. Their brother was a member of the Jacks Cadets. His name was Aaron Collins. And these are two sisters. They are Betty and Rosie Collins, better known as the Teen Queens. And you know their signature song. It was called Eddie My Love, but they had 7 releases on the Bahari Brothers RPM record label. Julian requested their third. Let's go to June of 56, the Teen Queens on the RPM record label. The song is called, oh, I got the wrong song. Oh, he requested Billy Boy, but I ended up pulling, well, you're going to have to listen to this one, Julian. It's called Red Top. It's not their third. I don't know which one this is, but I messed it up, Charlene. This is for Julian McCroy either way.
Red top, my little red top. See how you got me spinning, going round and round, and I don't want to stop. You got me so if I don't go round, I'm sure gonna drop. So red top, you just go right on spinning.
Yeah, I have to apologize to Julian McCroy in my rush, because I'm telling you, my messed up preamp here, as I was trying and testing and whatnot, I was rushing pulling the record. I asked my mother to help me pull the requests. She came up, she used it, what she did, she came upstairs, not up here, but she came upstairs, and I pulled the boxes out. She was even lifting the boxes. I said, don't lift the boxes, just tell me. And she was looking for a couple of requests. She did find one of them, and the other one I couldn't find. That was Adrian's. He requested a Shirley and Lee record. I don't know where it is. Lee Goofed was the name of the tune, but I have something for Adrian later on. I knew he had to leave, but I messed this up. Charlene. It's my fault. This was their fourth release, the Teen Queens here on RPM. The other side of this is called Love Sweet Love is the other side. That's the Styrene record too. I will get that on for Julian next week. Let us continue here in 1956. Let's fill a request for Frank and Jerry Gingaro as we go to this great group out of Jamaica, Queens, New York, recorded for B. Caslin's Hull record label. This was their third of four on the Hull record label, a tune written by William Henry Miller and the lead singer of the group, James Shepard. It's with Al Brown and the orchestra. This was a number 4 tune on WILY, if you were listening in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from May 1956. The great sound of the Heartbeats on Hull for Frank and Jerry Gingaro. It's called People Are Talking.
People are talking, saying that you and I are through. Say it isn't true. Tell me why. Please tell me why. Oh, tell me why. Do you treat me like you do? God meant it to be our love, no one can subdue. God gave me one heart. They said I was a fool to give my heart to you. People are talking, saying that you and I are through. Say it's true. Yes, God meant it to be our love, no one can subdue. Yes, God gave me one heart to give my heart to you. People are talking, saying that you and I are through. Say it isn't true. Say it isn't true. Say it's true.
They're liking that one there in the YouTube chat room there. That's James Shepard and the Heartbeats from May 1956 on the Hull record banner. People Are Talking is the name of the tune. And Marvin Pod mentions that Alan Freed played that on his Wins program there, which is pretty cool. And that one there going out to Jerry and Frank Gingaro. Now, Frank is half of the duo. Frank Gingaro and Gordon Skagberg of the Rhythm and Blues Serenade. You can tune into that program on Sunday afternoons beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 to 5:30, Frank tells me. It's on WRHU 88.7 FM out of Hofstra University, streaming on the net. You can listen to it at radiostationusa.fm/online/WRHU. There is a player there. You just click that player. You can tune into the program. Frank told me he has a second hour or second half of the show tomorrow has some specials coming up, so I am eager to hear those specials. So tune in to the Rhythm and Blues Serenade with Frank and Gordon on Sunday afternoon, beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 to 5:30 on WRHU FM 88.7. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Hope you're digging on the cool tunes here as we continue here with the requests. Let's fill a request now for listener Big Dave Swinger in our YouTube chat when we head out to Los Angeles, California. In early 1956, Arthur Lee May and his Crowns moved from Modern Records to Art Roop's specialty label, and his first release was a duet featuring Arthur and Richard Berry, and a song written by Richard Berry in honor of their mutual friend Gloria Jones of the Dreamers. And hence this tune from March of 1956, Arthur Lee May and the Crowns on Specialty Records. The song is called Gloria. This is for Big Dave Swinger.
Well, Gloria, I'm in love with you so, never want to let you go. Can I win your love? Win your love. Tonight I'm so blue. I just want to be close to you. Tell me, darling, what can I do? I just want to win your love. Wait, hey, hey, hey. Gloria, 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 Gloria. I'm in love, I'm in love with you so. Win your love. Hey, hey, hey. Oreo, 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 I'm in love. Oreo, so Oreo, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it all never, no, never, no, never, no, never let you go. Beneath the sky, my love and my heart cries. Just give me one more try. Let me try to win your love.
Here you go, by request for listener Big Dave Swinger, the sound of Arthur Lee May and the Crowns, although that is a duet with Arthur Lee May and Richard Berry, March 1956, on Art Roop's specialty record label. Gloria is the name of the tune, and Anthony mentioned it in the chat room there that Arthur was working two jobs at the time. He was a singer and also a baseball player for the Milwaukee Braves. Now, my father threw away all my baseball cards because I had them in boxes down in the basement, and they fell on the floor, and he said, well, Johnny doesn't need these anymore. He didn't ask me. He just threw them in the garbage, and I had cousins that gave me all their cards. So I had all the Mickey Mantle cards, and there were only a few that were left that ended up going on. This was in the tool room in the basement. So there was a Roberto Clemente rookie card, I think, was there, and a Boog Powell was left over, and a couple other ones there. I gave them to my brothers to have them, but there were very few that were left because they somehow got under the. My father had like a giant tool bench that went across the room there, so they went under that table, and I found them under there, and but he threw them all away. I was really not happy about that. Anyway, Johnny G here on a Saturday as we continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show. As we continue, we are in the year 1957 now. Let's fill a request for listener Mnon for the great sound of Earl Lewis and the Channels. This was their fourth and final release for Bobby Robinson's Whirling Disc record label. This was a tune that Earl wrote from July of 1957. These are the Channels on Whirling Disc Records for listener Mnon. It's called Flames in My Heart, the Channels.
Well, my mind was weak, but my heart was strong. Tell me, my darling, am I right or wrong? Dark flames in my heart burn brighter and brighter every day. Oh, I sit by my window, feeling so blue. Come back, my darling, for I long for you. Dark flames in my heart burn brighter and brighter every day.
I sit by my window, watching the clouds go by. I think of you, darling. Then I begin to rock.
I was weak, but your kiss was strong. And with your loving, I can't go wrong. Dark flames in my heart burn brighter and brighter every day.
I love you, my darling, until the end of time. I'm begging you, darling, to say that you be mine.
Out of Harlem, New York, there you go. Earl Lewis and the Channels, their fourth release on Bobby Robinson's Whirling Disc record label, July 1957. Flames in My Heart is the name of the tune. That one they're going out to listener Emnon. I showed you my West Coast copy of that, but I found this when I was looking for records today. I said, I didn't know I had a nice mint promo copy of this. It played better than that Monarch press that I showed you. Johnny G here on a Saturday. Hope you're digging the tunes here. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this show that I'm doing. This is the third show of this week. I'll be back on Wednesday. I don't know if I'll get these problems fixed here, but as long as it's sounding okay, it's a little difficult for me to do the show, and I have to get it fixed so I can have Bill Olb up here when he is ready to go with his gospel special. But let us continue here. We are in the year 1957. Let's fill this request for new listener Joe Carrera. This singer started out singing with Lloyd Price in the early 1950s. As Lloyd was signed to Art Roop's specialty record label, was able to get this singer signed to the label, also out of New Orleans, Louisiana. This singer, songwriter, and pianist had a pretty successful career, 10 releases for specialty records. And this was his second release that Joe requested, and probably his biggest hit. I think this was his biggest hit. This charted number 5 on Billboard, and it was a big number 1 R&B hit. From May of 1957, I checked this because I was afraid that the copyright police were going to come and get Johnny G on this. But they haven't been around, knock on wood. I don't want to bring them out. But let's try it here for Joe Carrera, Mr. Larry Williams. Larry Williams from May 57 on the specialty label. His biggest hit, it's called Short Fat Fanny.
Sliding with a long tall salad, peeking and a hiding, ducking back in the alley. Don't wanna rip it up, don't wanna dance with Fanny. I got a brand new lover, name is Short Fat Fanny. One day when I was visiting at Heartbreak Hotel, that's where I met Fanny, and she sure looks swell. I told her that I loved her, I never leave her. She put her arm around me, gave me fever. She's my tutti booty, I love the child so. She wants me like a hound dog everywhere I go. Whenever I'm around, I'm on my P's and Q's. She might step on my blue suede shoes. Well, at a honky-tonk party just the other night, Fanny got jealous and she started a fight. Because I was dancing with Mary Lou, I had to call Jim Dandy to the rescue. Short Fat Fanny, she's my heart's desire. Short Fat Fanny sets my soul on fire. We were married on Blueberry Hill. Now we so happy and I love her still. She's my big fat beauty booty and I love the child so. Me like a hound dog everywhere I go. Whenever I'm around, I'm on my P's and Q's. But she might step on my blue suede shoes. Well, at a honky-tonk party just the other night, Fanny got jealous and she started a fight. Because I was dancing with Mary Lou, I had to call Jim Dandy to the rescue. Short Fat Fanny is my heart's desire. Got the kind of loving sets my soul on fire. Short Fat Fanny, well, I love her so. I'll never let Short Fat Fanny go.
Yeah, hits here on the Vinyltreasure Show. There you go. That one there going out to Joe Carrera. No copyright police, thank goodness. May 1957 release there, Larry Williams. He wrote that tune, he did. Short Fat Fanny is the name of the tune. That one there on Art Roop's specialty record label. We're going to flip it over next week for a record hound, Darren, in our YouTube chat room, so stay tuned for that. We are in the 1957 block. Let's fill a request for listener Tommy Albergo. This group hails from Roxbury, Massachusetts. They originally had 6 releases on Sidney Siegel's Dawn record label before their very last release that came out on this label, Chord Records, in November of 57. A month later, the master was sold to Epic Records, so it's much easier to get on the Epic label, not that easy to find on the original label, Chord Records, C-H-O-R-D. And the A-side is a song called Charades, but Tommy requested the ballad side. It features Eddie Brooks on lead. Let's go to November of 1957. These are the Sophomores. The Sophomores on the Chord label. It's called What? It's a question. What can I do for Tommy Albergo?
What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do to make you love me? To make you tingle to my touch? To prove to you I care so much. I know that I must find a way to make you love me. For I only live so I can give my heart to you. At last I found my dream come true. I found my dream come true. But how can I be sure you want me to? You want me to. What can I do? What can I do to make you love me? To make you understand my heart would surely break if we should part. I know that I must find a way to make you love me. For I only live so I can give my heart to you. At last I found my dream come true. I found my dream come true. But how can I be sure you want me to? You want me to. What can I do? What can I do to make you love me? To make you understand my heart would surely break if we should part. I know that I must find a way to make you love me. For I only live so I can give my heart to you. What can I do? What can I do?
There you go. Those are the Sophomores. The Sophomores there. That's Eddie Brooks on lead. November 1957 release. Featured it on the first label, the Chord record label. Song entitled What Can I Do? That one there going out to listener Tommy Albergo. One more out of the year 1957. It's a flip side request for listener Chris Reed in our YouTube chat room. This group from Atlanta, Georgia, on Johnny Vincent's Ace record label, featured the Casey Hines requested the flip of this, a song called Saturday Night Fish Fry, which I played last week. Let's give a listen to the flip side, requested by Chris Reed in our YouTube chat room, March 1957. They're called the Blue Dots. The Blue Dots on Ace. It features Grover Mitchell on lead. It's called Please Don't Tell 'Em. This is going out to listener Chris Reed.
Please don't tell me what you said last night. You can bet your soul they won't get it right. They're gonna add a little here, stretch some there. Please don't tell them what you said last night. Don't tell them, honey, for love, not money. It drives me mad, but I'm so glad. I don't want to eat, I don't want to sleep, I don't want to dream. Well, I just want to scream. Baby, please don't tell them what you said last night. You can bet your soul they won't get it right. Put it on the set, I'll keep it to yourself. But please don't tell them what you said last night. Blow your horn! What you said last night. Please don't tell them what you said last night. Please don't tell them what you said last night. Just say it again.
Well, what did she say? I don't know what she said. There you go. The Blue Dots there by request for listener Chris Reed in our YouTube chat room. That's March 1957 on the Ace record label. Please Don't Tell 'Em is the name of the tune. That's Grover Mitchell on lead. Let us continue here as we move into 1958 now, as we fill a request for listener David Silberg in our YouTube chat room. This group out of Englewood, New Jersey, had 9 releases on the Coed record label. Is that, yeah, Englewood, New, is it? Yeah, Englewood, New Jersey. They had 9 releases on the Coed record label. This was their second release, and the original of this was done back in 1939 by Glenn Miller. But let's give a listen to this release by a group called the Rivieras, and it features Homer Dunn on lead from December of 1958. This charted nationally at number 59 on Cashbox, 46 on Billboard. This was number 3 on there's a G missing. There's a KFI something, I think, that is out of Burbank, California, and WCOP in Boston, Massachusetts. We go to December of 1958 for the Rivieras, Homer Dunn and the Rivieras on Coed Records. For David Silberg, it's called Moonlight Serenade.
I stand at your gate, and the song that I sing in the moonlight, I stand and I wait for the touch of your hand in the June night. The roses are sighing, a moonlight serenade. The stars are aglow, and tonight how their light sets me dreaming. My love, do you know that the light in your eyes brightly beaming, I bring you
liking that one there in the YouTube chat room. That's the Rivieras. Homer Dunn on lead with the Rivieras. They had 9 releases on the co-ed label. That was their second release. Moonlight Serenade, their rendition of the tune on the co-ed label. That one came out in December of 1958. Surely you got to fix that on that thing. Johnny G here. I have to laugh sometimes. I don't know. You got to excuse me because I have to laugh it off here. Today was not a good day. Started off with my father. You cannot have discussion. My father has slight dementia, and it's sometimes difficult when you have a family member with that. And it just goes off the rails. I can't because I can't be. I'm a logical guy, but I can't be logical with him. It's not. It's always one thing after another. But I'm enjoying the music here, even though it doesn't sound good from my speakers. But anyway, we are in the 1958 block. This is a flip side request from last week. I featured this group from the Bronx, New York, on Cub Records for Nat Papagallo down in Naples, Florida. He requested the Preludes with the ballad side called Vanishing Angel. It featured 16-year-old Bobby Miano. Of course, he was in the, I mentioned he was also an actor, and he was in that Donnie Brasco movie. I think that was his claim to fame. But Big Dave Swinger requested the flip side. It's a great up-tempo, the flip side. Let's go to May of 1958 for the Preludes on Cub Records. It's called Kingdom of Love. This is for Big Dave Swinger.
Please come with me. Well, the nights are
That's going out to Big Dave Swinger in our YouTube chat room. That's the sound of the Preludes. That's 16-year-old Bobby Miano on lead. Kingdom of Love is the name of that one. That's on the Cub record label. That is a subsidiary of MGM Records. And I have the promo and stock copy of that. I bought that from Mike Demersion at one of the Waterbury, Connecticut shows. That's where I met Mike. Actually, I used to buy a lot of records from Mike Demersion, no longer with us, as we continue here. And here is my request, as I decided to play a record that that maybe many of you have not heard. I'm going to ask Reed if you have this record, and only because I'm asking that because this group is out of Portland, Oregon. And I bought this out of Greg Surick's collection. He unfortunately, unexpectedly passed away. Greg was one of my record collecting peers. He was a year older than me. He just dropped dead, and his records became available. Lots of good things in that collection, and I didn't get the very best of it, but I did get some of the records in there, and this was one of them, one I haven't seen out there or heard of before. But the group is out of Portland, Oregon, initially recording as the Four Deep Tones on the Coral label back in 1951. They would then change their name to the Highlighters, and releases followed on... Well, no, Charlene, that can't be. That is not the same group. That's not... I don't think that's the group... That can't be the group on Celeste. Because I think that's... Can that be the group? I don't think so. I don't think that's the group on Celeste, Charlene. And but they would record for the Heiko record label. I know that. They are the group. Well, she doesn't have the group members here, but they had 4 releases on the label, and they were backing up. They're backing up a group member, George Vereen, on this, but they don't get mentioned on the label. But okay, Charlene, I'm sorry. I gave you this at the last minute. I gave this as a last minute request for Charlene, so she was pressed for time with this. But anyway, let's give it a spin here. June 1958. It's George Vereen and the Hamiltones. The Hamiltones are the instrumentation group. The Highlights are the backup group. But I forget their first request. It was like Over the Rainbow, I think. I have their others. This was the one that I did not have. George Vereen and the Hamiltones, really the high tones backing them up. It's called You Are My Lovely One, from June of 1958 on Heiko.
You are my lovely one. The angels know. For when you speak to me, the heavens glow. You are my lovely one. You thrill my heart. You were my happiness right from the start. My darling, what can I do? What can I say? How can I prove it to you? I need you every day. You are my lovely one. You know that it's true. When will you ever say I love you too? My darling, what can I do? What can I say? How can I prove it to
go. There, that one there from June. Well, I don't, Charlene. You gotta be careful from that site, because sometimes you see. You have to be very careful with the information on the internet there, okay, because it's not always accurate. So people that post certain things on the internet, the Highlights was a popular name. Now, I don't think they're the same group on VJ Records. That I don't know. Maybe they're the same. Maybe they came back east. Okay, I don't know if they're from Portland, Oregon. How they're going to go to Chicago and then come to New York? It doesn't make any sense. So Charlene is telling me she got it off of the Doowop site. So I don't. That is a site that originates out in Europe, and they get information from other places. Okay, so and Charlene does the best she can to help me as much as possible. But I look at the writer credits, I look at the publishing, I look at all that stuff before I take it for granted. And Charlene doesn't have the time to do that, so that's why sometimes. I mean, I'm going blind because I just don't have the time to put into the shows like I did because I'm doing so many shows. But so sometimes when you hear me chuckle a little bit, it's because some of the information I see might not be correct. But sometimes it's correct. But it just didn't sound right that this group comes from Portland, Oregon, going to VJ Records. It's not. I think it's different. But anyway, I don't want to dwell on that. This is from June of '58. George Vereen, and really the Highlights on there on Heiko Records. You Are My Lovely One is the name of the tune. As she's saying, country. I gotta check it, Charlene. I just have to check it on my own. I will do that. Let us continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Now, I know this information is correct, as we fill a request for listener Casey Hines. This is the group's very last single that came out on the Stardust record label. Now, with this group and with this record. So Ferdy Gonzalez has this record coming out in 1959. That is not correct, because my copy of this, and again, who would know? My copy has a date stamper on this of November 24th of 1958. Reed documented that on 45 Cat. So that's why I say you have to be careful on the information that's out there. And I'm always careful when Ferdy lists just one date. I don't sometimes believe that, but anyway, I'm not trying to pass judgment on Ferdy Gonzalez because he used to get a lot of the information directly from the record labels. Okay, so that's how he has like the recording dates and everything else, which I do look at when I do the write-ups. But this group first recording for the Mercer label, a very rare record on Mercer from '56 called True Love Gone, will get picked up by Coral Records. They're out of Detroit, Michigan. Then this was their final release, and this is another rare 45. It's on the Stardust record label. This was a record that Greg Surik sold me many years ago, November 1958. This is for Casey Hines. They're called the Enchanters. The Enchanters. Alton Hollowell, he is the lead singer on this. The song is called Know It All for Casey Hines.
If I wasn't a know-it-all, I might have known that I was falling in love. But by me being a know-it-all, I didn't think I could. But I didn't know it when you grabbed and kissed me and started to grin. Something within me, darling, started to spin. Then something happened to me. cry. Something within me, darling, started to die. And then my soul did just caught on fire. Then I knew I was in love. Well, I really love you. I really, really need you. I really want you. Believe me, you should know. But when you started to cry, something within me, darling, started to die. And then my soul did just caught on fire. Then I was in love. I knew I was a know-it-all. Was a know-it-all. Was a was a
There you go. That's going out to Casey Hines in Paris. That's the Enchanters. They are out of Detroit. That's their final single on the Stardust record label from November 58. Alton Hollowell. He is the lead singer there. Know It All is the name of that one. The flip side is excellent. Also, it's called Spellbound by the Moon, but that is a rare 45. And Reed found out, they proved Charlene correct where she got that information. He said that one of the writers on one of the tunes is Vereen, and this was George Vereen. He was a member of the group, so that is correct. I know I checked Ferdy, and he had See the Highlights, but I didn't know if the Highlights on VJ was the same group, because you think in Chicago. Well, evidently they went from Portland to Chicago, I guess. So there you. And then how they ended up on a Brooklyn label, Celeste. I don't know, but it could happen. Let's continue here. We are in the year 1958. Here's a flip side request for listener Daniel Kubacki. Featured a group called the Cohorts. And thank you, Bob Bosco. He verified. I thought they were from Philadelphia, and Bob emailed me and said they were from North Philadelphia, but they ended up shopping this out to Vivian Carter's VJ record label. Bill Sheriff last week requested the side My Love, and this week Daniel requested the flip side. This is a mixed group, guys and gals together. They're called the Cohorts, from July 58 for Daniel Kubacki. It's called Cry Baby for Daniel.
Wah wah wah. Wah 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 wah. Cry baby, cry, cry baby. All you do is sit and cry. Wah 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 wah. Cry baby, cry, cry baby. Won't you please tell us why? To cry all day, but my lover boy has gone away. Has gone away. Now I know that he's untrue. That he's untrue. Crying 'cause I feel so blue. You feel so blue. Cry baby, cry, cry baby. Found a lover boy untrue. Wah 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 wah. Cry baby, cry, cry baby. Crying 'cause love is true. His touch. Never knew it meant so much. It meant so much. Drift away, held me tight. He held you tight. While we're crying every night. Every night. He treated me so very sad.
But if he came to my front door,
Through your front door,
I guess I wouldn't cry no more.
cry no more.
Cry, baby, cry, baby. All you do is sit and cry. Cry, baby, cry, baby. Now we know the reason why. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah.
That's going out to Daniel Kubacki in our YouTube chat room, a group called the Cohorts. The Cohorts out of North Philadelphia from July 58. That is the flip side of My Love, a song entitled Cry Baby on Vivian Carter's VJ record label. Johnny G ain't no cry baby as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We move into 1959 with a request for listener Rick in Philly in our YouTube chat. We head to the Bronx, New York. We go to Joe Carlton's Carlton record label for this group. And they are called the Paramounts. The Paramounts. And I'm featuring the ballad side, or I should say Rick requested the ballad side of this. This tune originally done by the Hilltoppers back in 1952 on Randy Wood's Dot record label. This features 16-year-old Milton Delgado on lead, and this did chart regionally. This was a number 33 record on KQV out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from November 59 for Rick in Philly. These are the Paramounts on Carlton. The song is called Trying.
I'm trying to forget you, but try as I may, you're still my every thought, dear, every day. No use trying to forget you, 'cause I realize that I'm trying to forget you with tears in my eyes, and those teardrops only reminds me that I love you more and more. So I'll put my foolish pride behind me and come knocking, knocking at your door, and I'll be trying to impress you, hoping to possess you, though I know I haven't a chance, dear. There's no denying, but you can't blame a fellow for
That's going out to Rick in Philly. He's in our YouTube chat room. Those are the Paramounts on the Carlton label. I do have a red promo of that too, a Big Dave Swinger, but this plays nice. This mint copy, a mint stock copy of this on the beige Carlton label from November 1959. The Paramounts there with a 16-year-old Milton Delgado on lead. their rendition of the tune Trying. Johnny G trying hard to sound okay, because I don't know how I'm sounding, because I can't hear my voice on the headphone set, which is puzzling to me with this mixer. I don't know what's going on with it, but anyway, let us continue. In 1959, fill a request for listener Bill Olb in New Jersey. This great girl group, they're called The Hearts, had releases on Batons and J&S. Their manager, Zell Sanders, was notorious, though, for leasing out masters, and as she did with this song, actually both sides of this 45, leased them out to Cecil Steen's Argyle record label. I think this is his label. And they were a subsidiary of Pilgrim Records, so I think that's him. But the lead singer on this, her name is Ina Louise, who was really Louise Murray. And for this release, she decided to take her mother's name, is what she did. But let's go to January of 1959. This is not an easy record to find. It's Ina Louise and the Hearts on the Argyle label. It's a styrene press, and you know Johnny's feelings towards styrene 45s, but it's for Bill Olb. It's called From a Cap and a Gown for Bill.
From a cap
Johnny G getting caught here. Geez, I'm surprised I'm not caught more. There you go, that one there. Going out to a listener, Bill Olb in New Jersey, the sound of the Hearts. Actually, it's Ina Louise in the Hearts. Louise Murray on lead. January 1959. It's on Argyle Records. From a Cap and a Gown is the name of the tune. I remember Bob Briskin, who unfortunately is no longer with us. He was a big girl group collector. And he said to me, Johnny, do you have this? This was his most desired record. Unfortunately, he never got a copy. And I remember Greg used to tease him about it, and because he probably should have sold this to. Greg sold me this record, I think $250. I think for this. I don't know what this record goes for now, but he should have sold it to Bob because he asked him for it first, but he sold it to me. So I'm not gonna. It's a nice mint copy, but it's styrene. I hate styrene. Enough of my talking about styrene here. Let's continue here. We are in 1959. Let's fill a request for listener Tom Shaughnessy down in Florida as we go to St. Louis, Missouri. for this singer. Well, actually, this singer first started with a group called the Millards, recording for the Ballad record label. Then he would join the El Toros. I don't know about. I don't think the El Toros are the same group on Fraternity and Duke. I think they're different. Unless Johnny G is having another bad moment. But anyway, he recorded for Bob Lyons' Bobbin record label, had 2 releases on the label. They were backed up by a local group. They were called the Shells. Okay, and his name is Fred Green. And last week I think I played, or somebody requested a Fred Green record not too long ago. But this is his other release from July of '59 for Tom Shaughnessy. This is Fred Green and the uncredited Shells, not the Shells, not the Baby Oh Baby Shells, but it's a song he wrote. This is on Bobbin Records. The song is called It's Funny for Tom Shaughnessy.
It's funny how time flies, blows away like the wind. It's funny how love dies when it's not fair. Now and then, and what is funny how your eyes cry when your love proves to be untrue. And even though your eyes cry exactly when your love dies, that's no time for you. For you must make a stand for the future and forget all the heartaches you know. And you'll try to forget all your sorrow. And the one who have done you wrong, it's funny how things change from one thing to another, it seems. But don't ever change it, don't ever rearrange, dear. You'll be changing mine. You'll be changing mine.
There you go. That's a nice tune. That's by request for listener Tom Shaughnessy. That's Fred Green. Fred Green and the local a group called the Shells. That's on the Bobbin record label, July 1959 release. It's Funny is the name of the tune. Sometimes Johnny G tries to be funny, and I'm not, but I'm mostly funny. As today was really a funny day. Let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure show as I got my papers all mixed up. And we are in the year, this is one more out of the year 1959, as we head to Miami, Florida now. Fill a request for listener Bill Sheriff in our YouTube chat room. This is on the Mida label, Mida Records out of Miami, Florida. The group is called the Sensational Delos. They backed up other artists on the label. I think one of them was Donnell Austin, but this was their own release. It's a pretty nice record. I remember hearing this on Collector Radio at the time. And this is one that I got from someone that used to polish records that was not polished. This was not a polished record, one of the few. From June of 1959, this is for Bill Sheriff in our YouTube chat room, the Sensational Delos. The song is called Lost Love.
how did I lose your love? Lost love. Where can I find you? Lost love. Let me behind you. I'm trying to keep from crying. Lost love, lost love. Why did you leave me? Lost love. Why'd you deceive me so alone? Please come on home. Lost love. I prayed and I prayed all night. I cried and I cried all day. Darling, make everything all right. This is all that I can say. Lost love, where can you be? Lost love, come back to me. You were made for me, can't you see? Lost love, lost love.
As June 1959 there, I like that, just always did. The Sensational Delos there, by request for Bill Sheriff in our YouTube chat room. The Sensational Delos on the Mida label, song entitled Lost Love. Well, we're not lost yet, as we are in Vinyltreasure overtime. We're almost done here, and we are in 1960 now. And let's fill a request for listener Mike Sape in Connecticut. He is in our YouTube chat room. He wants to send this one out to all the YouTube listeners and all of those tuned in on Oldies and More Radio. And I don't know much about this group. I have two 45s by this group. Their first one came out in 1959 on the Renown label, which was out of North Carolina. And this is on a label called Emory. And I'm guessing it is out of North Carolina because there is a place called Emory, North Carolina. So that's good enough for government work, I'd say. The writers on this are Fuller and Allen. Now, Fuller is probably the lead singer on this. His name is Irving Fuller. And this is from July of 1960. And I've never played this on the program before. I don't think I have, Charlene. Did I? It's Irving Fuller and the Corvettes for Mike Sape in our YouTube chat room on Emory Records. The song is called I Can't Stop for Mike Sape.
Since I've started dating you, baby, I can't stop. Kiss, kiss, kissing is a social game, easy to play a drum. Since I've started kissing you, baby, I can't stop. Can't stop kissing you, can't stop squeezing you, can't stop living so fine. I'm confessing my heart is yours, confess that yours is mine. I used to candle sweet romance, merely to let it fall. But since I've started loving you, baby, I can't stop. gentle, sweet romance, never to let it flop. Since I've started loving you, baby, I can't stop.
Hey, John. Oh, wait a minute, Johnny G lost my cheat notes here. As I am multitasking here, is what I often do. There you go. So Charlene says I did. When did I play that, Charlene? Must have been a while back. I don't remember. It looks like because it was in a clean sleeve, so I thought maybe I did not, but I did. That's Irving, Fuller, and the Corvettes there from July 1960 on a label called Emery Records. I'm guessing it's out of North Carolina. That's for Mike Safe, sending it out to all the Johnny G listeners. Song entitled I Can't Stop. Well, I know people that cannot stop buying records. It is an addiction. At least it was an addiction to me. And if you're passionate about music, at least passionate about collecting. And I know that there are a lot. There are not as many collectors as they were back in the day when I started. And but there are still collectors out there that. And I was buying everything, which was kind of like a mistake. I should have focused on records that I really liked. But I was a completist. So, I'd have to have every record on the Roulette label. If that meant pop and country and easy listening, I have it. I have all the Count Basies on Roulette, and they're good records too, right, Busta Bass, Count Basie? I wanted to, collect all the Billboard releases, all the Hot 100 and the Bubbling Under charts records too, as other people have done, but that's a lot of records. So you run out of space. My basement, I'm telling you, I have 3 industrial shelvings that I got from Home Depot. So it's what? I get two boxes on each shelf, and it's the full length of the room. So I have one this way, another one that way, and another one this way. It's like right in the center of the basement. And then my father built shelving all around the basement, so it's the entire basement, which is the whole house, except the garage is attached. So there's all record boxes there. So when I get 60s requests that I don't have filed up here, I have to go down in those boxes. So I've been getting some from the early 1970s, and I pulled those records out. A mistake. I should have kept at least through 72. So I'm looking through those now, and it's for the 60s show. Of course, I do a touch of the 70s. But I took all the big records out, and the mistake I think I made was I had everything down there by label. So if you were going to request something on an obscure label, it was very easy for me to find it, but I was running into complications when I was getting requests that was on Columbia or on Epic or on ABC Paramount. On those labels, I had boxes and boxes of records. Now everything is messed up by artist, by alphabet, but they're all mixed up. So I was looking for a mint copy of that Short Fat Fanny record, and I found a better copy than the one that I had originally in my collection. But anyway, as I digress, here's another record I really like. Who requested this? Chris Reed. As we are in the year 1960, this group is out of Cleveland, Ohio, but it's on a Philadelphia label. The label is called Patty Joe Records. Now, the song is written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Claude Robinson, and this is the same Claude Robinson that recorded for the studio label. And so anyways, but this is a later release here. He is the lead singer of this group, The Creations, from July 1960, and not an easy record to find. So for Chris Reed, The Creations on Patty Joe, it's called You'll Always Be Mine. This is for Chris Reed.
Oh my God, you stole my heart.
You stole my heart.
Stole my heart.
When you spoke to me of love.
and your heart is no longer gay, and your hair is streaked with gray, you can all have my heart. And you'll always, 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 always.
There you go, from July 1960 there. That's a request for listener Chris Reed in our YouTube chat room. Those are the Creations. Claude Robinson on lead the Creations on the Patty Joe record label, You'll Always Be Mine. That is a cool tune. We are in the year 1960. Let's fill a request for listener Oldies fan in our YouTube chat room, a.k.a. Joseph Smith, as this singer, born in Columbus, Ohio, recorded with a number of vocal groups during his career before he embarked on a solo career. He sang with groups like the Swallows, the Flyers, the Marquees on the Rainbow label, and of course the Drifters did lead with many of those groups. And he had his biggest hit on Juggy Murray's Sue label, a song called Itchy Twitchy Feeling. And the flip side is a great ballad that the Coasters back him up on. But this was his second biggest hit. This charted number 73 on Billboard, number 6 on KRUX out of Phoenix, Arizona. Now, there's another voice on this, or a voice comes in and is like talking to him. And it's that voice is playing a psychiatrist, okay, based on the name of this tune, which is called Psycho. So it's a psychiatrist talking to him, and that psychiatrist was none other than Tommy Smalls, a.k.a. Dr. Jive. I would take it he played this record on his show, would have to. But let's go to September of 1960, by request for Joseph Smith, a.k.a. Oldies fan, in our YouTube chat room. This is Bobby Hendricks. Bobby Hendricks on the Sue label. The song is called Psycho for Oldies fan.
Well, young man, after today, I don't think you'll have need of my consultation any longer. I know now that all your trouble started at that dance.
Dance, 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 bonanza, fine for that. Dance, 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 dance.
And at that time, you were in love with a girl named Jane.
Oh, Jane, Jane, stand, bonanza, fine for what a shame that Jane, 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 Jane.
Yes, yes. It was a shame the way Jane broke your heart.
Style, bonanza, fine for she broke my heart. She broke my heart.
Yes, she did. And it all happened because of a guy named Bob.
Bob, style, bonanza, Bob. Oh, what a slob that Bob. He is a slob that Bob.
And just think, at one time, he was your best pal.
Style, bonanza, Bob. Who hustled my gal. He stole my gal. He was my
Oh, how you cried and cried.
Cried, style, bonanza, Bob. For I almost died. I cried. Almost died.
But now you found somebody new.
Her name is Sue. It's so new. It's Sue.
And from now on, you'll never have another lonely day or night.
Day, night, style, night, fight everything. It's gonna be alright.
better luck, son. I don't know. Good luck.
That's September 1960 release there for Bobby Hendricks. Bobby Hendricks on the Sue label. Song entitled Psycho. That one there going out to listener Joseph Smith, a.k.a. Oldies fan in our YouTube chat. I agree with you, Reed, that Shirley Ellis, I don't know if she wrote that, the Name Game, or was it Lincoln Chase used to do, they used to write together, or they wrote songs, whatever. I know Shirley Ellis did write, but she had to be listening to that record. Because but this is 1960. That Name Game is 1965. So anyway, so call the lawyers as we continue here. And we got one more out of the year 1960. Let's fill a request now for listener Gary Hendren in Alabama. This group is from Alexandria, Virginia. And that's really all I know about them. The group is called Terry Hull and the Starfires. I think the Starfires are gals backing him up on this. Terry Hall, he wrote this tune. The label's called Staff Records, S-D-A-F-F. And this is from May of 1960. Terry Hull and the Starfires for Gary Hendren. It's called Those Pretty Brown Eyes. Terry Hull and the Starfires.
Those pretty, pretty brown eyes, oh how they talk to me. They tell me that you love me, oh so tenderly. They tell me things I wanna know. They tell me that you love me so. Oh, those pretty brown eyes. When we are alone each night and I am holding you so tight, your pretty eyes, they twinkle all aglow. They tell me that your love is real. They let me know just how you feel. I know I'll never let you go. Those pretty, pretty brown eyes fill the warm desire. Those pretty, pretty brown eyes set my soul on fire. They take away my hurts and fears. They let me know you're always near. Oh, those pretty brown eyes. They take away my hurts and fears. They let me know you're always near. Oh, those pretty brown eyes.
There you go. That one there going out to listener Gary Hendren in Alabama. They like that one there. Cool doo-wop by Terry Hull. Terry Hull and the Starfires from May 1960 on Staff Records. Those Pretty Brown Eyes. I think the flip is good too, if I'm not mistaken. We move into 1961. We go out to Los Angeles, California now. Fill a request for listener Tommy Albergo for this great girl group sound. And we can consider this tune maybe an answer tune to Shep and the Limelight's Daddy's Home. It features Carolyn Willis on lead from June of 61. Let's give a listen to the Sweethearts. The Sweethearts on the Ray Star record label. The song is called Sorry Daddy for Tommy Albergo.
Daddy, Mama is glad that you come back home. But I'm sorry, pretty daddy, but you waited too long. Sorry, daddy. Sorry, daddy. I'm gone. How I've wasted many a moment with tears in my eyes. But the best friend the road told you is now by my side. Sorry, daddy. Sorry, daddy. I'm gone. It wasn't on a Sunday. Monday and Tuesday went by. It wasn't on a Tuesday afternoon. That's when your best friend came by. But I told him, oh, your promise is divine. Then he looked in my eyes and changed my mind. How I've wasted many a moment with tears in my eyes. But the best friend the road told you is now by my side. Sorry, daddy. Sorry, daddy. I'm gone. Sorry, daddy. I'm gone. You stayed away much too long.
Yeah, that's going out to a listener, Tommy Alberga. I wonder if Shep and the Limelight's got upset about that, because that it's a lot like Daddy's Home. But that's June of 1961. That's Carolyn Willis on lead with the Sweethearts on the Raystar record label. Sorry, Daddy is the name of the tune. We are in the year 1961. Let's go to Brooklyn, New York with this request for listener Jim Lampley in Texas. This is on Hiram Johnson's Johnson record label. This group had 9 overall releases on the Johnson label after the 1957 release of Baby Oh Baby became a hit in the fall of 1960. The group would kind of get back together again. This was their 5th release, which features Little Nate Bouknight on lead. He also co-wrote this tune by request for Jim Lampley. Let's give a listen to The Shells. The Shells on Johnson from June 1961. I think Gus Gossard played this side too. He played both sides of this record. This is called Oh Me Yummy Yummy for Jim Lampley in Texas.
Gimme, 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 gimme a kiss. Gimme, 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 gimme your lips. Gimme, 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 gimme. Yummy, 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 yummy is this. Oh me, yummy, yummy, oh me, yummy, yummy, oh me, yummy, yummy, oh me, yummy, yummy, love. Gimme, 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 gimme a hug. Gimme, 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 gimme. Yummy, 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 yummy is this. Gimme, 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 yummy, 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 yummy is this.
There you go. That's the sound of the shells. The shells there. What happened to the? What happened? Is the stream still going over there? I don't know if this is the stream still going. I don't know because I can't see the picture there. So maybe it's not going. Okay, you hear me? It's kind of like stuck. The video is stuck. How does that happen? How does that happen? Can I? Can I start? Hold on a second. Can I? It says the connect. Whoa. Hold on a second. Oh wait, it's like frozen here. Why is this? You know, it's funny because I can't type in. Oh, now I can. Okay. Can I restart the video? I wonder if I can do that. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I see that it's still... Why is the picture frozen here? That's like weird. Let me see. Let me stop and reconnect. Let me try it. I can't unplug it. Let's see something here, folks. Give me one. Let me try this. You can't see me. I'm going to stop it and start it again, okay? Let's see if it works. We might no, you won't lose the comments, Lenny. It'll still be there. But let me try it here. Stop and start. Let's see. Tried it. So let's see. Is it still connecting? Did you lose me? Did it go? I don't know. Stop. It's weird. Let me try it again. Stop. Wait. Stop. Start. It looks like the well, let me do this. You know, it's the YouTube site. Let me do this. Let me do refresh. Well, no, something's up. Something's up. If I sound okay, I don't know how to get this started again. Let's see. Camera. That's weird. I don't know what to do, folks. Let's see. Oh, darn it. Who IM'd me? Somebody IM'd me. I sound okay. All right, they want me to keep playing the music, but people are leaving now. But what good is it if you can't see it? Let me try this. Let me call it back up. Hold on one second. Let me try this. Let me X out of it. Okay. It says OBS is running. All streams are recording. Will shut down. Are you sure you wish to exit? I'll say yes. Okay. Let's try yes. How about now? Am I back? Am I back? Isn't that weird? I don't know what happened. Is that okay, folks? Can you see me? You can see me. Okay. So I will go a little bit I don't know what happened. So there you go, Reed. This is the first time I've done that. So okay. There you go. We just heard the Shells. The Shells from June of 1961. That's Little Nate Booknight on lead. A song entitled Oh Me Yummy Yummy. That's for Jim in Texas on the Johnson record label. I don't get that many to go. I got 4 records to go here. So up next is a rare 45. Okay. Up next is a request for listener Paul Michel, a rare 45 on Vince Rago's Ritchie record label out of Wilmington, Delaware. One of the rare records to get on the label, I have to tell you. The tune written by Tony Pace and Frank Sapiro. And I think Frank Sapiro is the lead singer on this. The group is called Frankie and the C Notes. And Greg sold me this record, expensive 45 from July 61 on Ritchie Records. This is going out to Paul Michel. Frankie and the C Notes with Forever and Ever for Paul Michel.
Darling, please come back to me, for I'm in love with you. I really need you, my darling. Yes, I love you. I really want you, my darling. Yes, I'll be true. Forever and ever, my darling. I'll always, yes, I'll always love you.
That I
go. That's a rare 45 by request for listener Paul Michel, The Sound of Frankie and the C Notes, July 61 release. Forever and Ever is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1962 now. Fill a request for listener Timothy. I'm sure some of you are familiar with a group called The Leaders. They were from Newport News, Virginia. They had 3 releases on the Glory record label in 1955 and 1956, best known for their unusual version of Stormy Weather. But 2 of the members of that group relocated to New York, where they met up with tenor Joe Shepard at a party, and the result was this group. They were known as the Corvettes, and this is their single on Al Silver's Comet record label. This charted regionally. This was a number 20 record on WNHC in New Haven, Connecticut from February of 62 by request for Timothy. These are the Corvettes on Comet Records. It's called True, True Love for Timothy.
Yip, 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 bomb, 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 boop, papa, kawa, ring a ding a ding ding. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yip, 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 bomb, 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 boop, papa, kawa, ring a ding a ding ding.
True, true love.
True love.
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. True, true love.
What a love.
That's for me.
Yip, 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 bomb, 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 boop, papa, kawa, ring a ding a ding ding.
One girl, to hold me oh so tight. One girl,
what a girl,
to make me happy. One girl,
my girl,
to kiss me goodnight.
Yip, 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 bomb, 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 boop, papa, kawa, ring a ding a ding ding. Walk like a breeze all around me. She talks like a bird singing in the tree. The light shining bright, the stars in the sky. Her love come to me from way up high. True, true love, true love.
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. True, true love.
What a love.
That's for me. True, true love.
My love.
Every day.
Yip, 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 bomb, 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 boop, papa, kawa, ring a ding a ding ding.
Oh, yeah.
Yip, 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 bomb, 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 boop, papa, kawa, ring a ding a ding ding.
Oh, yeah.
Yip, 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 bomb, 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 boop, papa, kawa, ring a ding ding. True love.
Yeah, that's going out to listener Timothy there. The Sound of the Corvettes, February 62 release on the Comet record label. For you collectors out there, the black label is the first press. Song entitled True, True Love. Remember hearing that on Oldies Radio here in New York City. Used to play that on CBS FM during the day. As we'll have to ask Donald if they still play that down in Philadelphia. I bet you they do. But this group would later have releases on the Leopard and Columbia labels, and also recorded as the West Siders on the Leopard and United Artists labels. Johnny G here in Vinyltreasure Overtime. We're almost done here with the program. We are in the year 1962. We have a request here for listener Gary McClendon in our YouTube chat room. I remember discovering this next 45 at the Yonkers Raceway Flea Market in the late 1970s. This singer out of Los Angeles, California. Now, the A side of this charted nationally. It was a novelty tune, made it up to number 57 on the Billboard, and did better in other regional markets. A song called My Wife Can't Cook, which is like a decent novelty, but the killer side is the B-side. It tune written by Gerald L. Russ, who I'm pretty sure is this singer named Lonnie Russ. And there is a vocal group backing him up on this. This is his first of 4 on a label called 4J Records, which was owned by Jesse Jones and Jesse Johnson. Let's go to October of 1962 by request for Gary McClendon. Lonnie Russ is his name. It's called Something Old, Something New for Gary.
Something old, something new, something sad, something blue, something lost, oh, something found, since my old love put me down. Something way down in my heart told me you're the girl of my dream. Oh, yes you are. Something happened, something gay happened to me that day. Something honest, something true made me want to love you. Something way down in my heart told me you're the girl of my dream. Oh, yes you are. The way you wore your hair, and your clothes, the way when you smile, hey, you let me know. The way that you told me you never leave, and I never have to beg you, baby, come back, please. Something old, something new, something sad, something blue, something lost, something found, since my old love put me down. Something way down in my heart told me you're the girl of my dream. Oh, yes you are. Say yes you are. Whoa, baby.
Yeah, B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there going out to Gary McClendon in our YouTube chat room. That's Lonnie Russ and Group from October 1962. It's on the 4J record label. Something Old, Something New is the name of the tune. Now, Darren wants Johnny G to play My Wife Can't Cook. Okay, Darren, we'll do that for you next week as we continue here. 3 more 45s to go before we sign off here. Got to get this one in for listener Adrian Viterbo. He had a family event to go to, but he requested this a long time ago. This group from Galena Park in Houston, Texas. They're called CL and the Pictures. Now, CL stands for Charles Larry Weldon, also known as CL, and this is their debut single. I'm featuring it on the first label, Sabra Records. This would get picked, the Sabra Records was out of Houston, Texas. It would get picked up by Dunes Records for national distribution. This song written and recorded first by Thurston Harris back in 1957 on the Aladdin record label, but this charted number 2 on KILT out of Houston, Texas. This is from February 62. This is going out to Adrian Viterbo, who left our chat room, but he will be listening and watching on the archive. CL and the Pictures and their rendition of the tune, I'm Asking Forgiveness. This is for Adrian.
If I made you cry, if I told a lie, oh, I'm asking forgiveness. Forgive my foolish cry, oh, from the depths of my soul, with tears in my eyes. Oh, I'm asking forgiveness. Forgive my foolish cry. Oh, my heart is yours through eternity, and don't take yours away from me, from the depths of my soul, with tears in my eyes. Oh, I'm asking forgiveness. Forgive my foolish cry. Oh. My heart is yours through eternity, and don't take yours away from me, from the depths of my soul, with tears in my eyes. Oh, I'm asking forgiveness. Forgive my foolish cry. Forgive my foolish cry. Forgive my foolish cry.
There you go, February 1962 release there for CL and the Pictures. That's Charles Larry Weldon doing on the vocals there. I featured the first press on the Sabra label. You can also get this on the Dunes label. It's called I'm Asking Forgiveness. That's the Thurston Harris tune. 2 more 45s to go before we sign off here on this interrupted Vinyl Treasure show, as we are in the year 1962. This is a request for listener John Engstrom. For this gal, had this lone release, came out on Michael Golder and Charles Lotman's Gowan Records, which was out of Philadelphia. And they also produced it, the label owners. A tune written by Morris Bailey. This is arranged by Johnny Madera and David White from January 62. Let's give a listen to Christine Wallace. Christine Wallace on the Gowan label for John Engstrom. It's called Feeling.
Inside for you.
you go, John Engstrom. That's for you. She sounds awful young, I'd say. She sounds like a young teenager. Her name is Christine Wallace. From January 62, it's on the Gowan record label out of Philadelphia, a song entitled Feeling. Well, Johnny G's getting a feeling. I gotta go. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s as requested by you, the listeners. So thank you all for that. If you have a request for a future show, you can send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is the contact number for your disc jockey for a Saturday evening. This was our third show of the week. I'll be back on Wednesday night beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time till midnight for the Soul Show. So if you have any soul requests, you can send them to me at that email address. And next week will not be the 78 show. I posted it up there. It's going to be April, April 4th or April 3rd? That Thursday, but it's up there. There's a picture of the Chantels if you try, so you can click that to get that notification to get that email when I go live for that. And then we'll be back here next Saturday night for more of your requests and dedications. Again, you can get in touch with me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. We are live on YouTube and live on Oldies and More Radio. Tomorrow morning I will be on out in California, Southern California, on radio station KKSM 1320 AM on your dial out of Palomar College. That's out of San Marcos, California. That would be at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. here on the East Coast for 3 hours, 9 to noon, and then 6 to 9 out there. And you can hear it on the internet at Palomar, palomar.edu/KKSM. And thank you, Zeb, for that. It'll be an encore show, and I don't know which one. It could be any of the shows. It could be the Soul Show, it could be the 78 show, or it can be a Saturday night show. But it's usually a week or two ago. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. Charlene is my administrative assistant. She helps me with the research. She maintains my database, and she helps me prepare for the show. Wish she was here, but she is in Texas. So we communicate via phone and on the computer. But anyway, folks, we're going to close the show tonight with a request for Métis Camp Boy. This group originally out of New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, I think. They made their debut single back in 1957 on the Chock Full of Hits label. That was then issued, I think, on MGM, but they had other releases on Ray Cox and Riverside, and the one that Matey requested is on the a Motown subsidiary, Berry Gordy Jr.'s VIP record label, a tune written by group members Sidney Barnes and George Kerr. This features Sidney Barnes on lead from January 64. Our closer is for Métis Camp Boy. These are the Serenaders on VIP. It's called I'll Cry Tomorrow. Well, you all can do that tomorrow. Don't cry now that Johnny G is leaving. But thank you all for being here. I hope you would consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and click that bell to get notifications and click that thumbs up if you enjoy what you're hearing. I'm kind of operating kind of hampered because something's wrong in my setup. The sound sounds cool on the mixer, but not when I'm hearing here in the studio. So I got to call an audio specialist to come in here. I need an audio doctor. I went to the heart doctor. Now I need an audio doctor. That's it, folks. Johnny G is out of here. Want everybody to have a safe and happy week. And I'll see you here next time on the Vinyl Treasure Show. This is for Métis Camp Boy, the Serenaders. Just want to say, everybody, so long for Métis.
No time this morning to sit and cry. No, this I'll tell you why, girl. It is because I have to cry tomorrow. That's when you're leaving me. Oh, what a shame. Oh, I'm grieving. I know I'm to blame. Oh, that is why I have to cry tomorrow. Now that you are leaving me with only souvenirs, if I should cry before tomorrow, I am bound to run out of tears. But before you go, come let me hold you. Oh, I'll miss you so. Oh yes, my darling, I want you to know that I cried